What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and today we have got to talk about how Small Giant Games handles power creep. Previously, if it got away from them, they would nerf heroes. Today, what they're doing is they're printing a plethora of overpowered heroes to try and compensate for previously powerful heroes. So, which approach is better, or are they both bad? Let's talk about it. You have an exclusive chance to win an iPhone 13 Pro or Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus and a bunch of gift cards. If you haven't downloaded Gemstone Legends yet, you're in luck because I'm inviting brand new players to use the link in the description of this video to download the game and compete in a beginner's event. Gemstone Legends is an addicting match 3 RPG game where you collect heroes, level them up, equip them, and then fight dragons, monsters, and opposing heroes. The best thing is that when you use my link, you gain an edge because you're going to receive a free epic hero named Moralia and a bunch of potions. You're going to need that stuff too to help boost your chances of winning the tournament. Your goal at the end of the contest is to have the highest player's power. The player's power is the sum of your 5 strongest heroes. So you can see my profile here on Gemstone Legends. These are my 5 most powerful heroes, which leads to a total player's power of 136,402 for me. So how do you increase a hero's power? Well, if you go to the official contest page like I have here, there's some extra information. First, you need to get 5 heroes, of course, but the higher the rarity, the higher the power. Second, upgrade heroes to the maximum level. The higher the level, the higher the stats, the higher the stats, the higher the power. Third, awaken all 6 heroes' stars. Awakenings also increase stats, which in turn leads to more power. Fourth, upgrade skills. Upgrading the hero's skills allows you to increase your hero's basic power by 25%. And lastly, fifth, and probably most importantly, equip artifacts. The more powerful the gear, the more power you get. It's the equipment that has the biggest impact on a hero's power in this game. If you're subscribed, I'm going to release videos about how to do each one of these, so don't worry if you're a little confused right now, just make sure you watch my future videos. Use my link to download Gemstone Legends, and after installation get your free rewards worth $50 and offers that are only available to competitors. There's another link to the official contest page with a countdown timer, leaderboard, and more information. Good luck friends, and I cannot wait to find out who wins the brand new phone. Let the fight begin. Alright, so I posted a video 2 days ago about changing our mindset towards empires and puzzles, and what I'm talking about today with nerfing versus just putting more overpowered heroes directly plays into that, because empires and puzzles has changed their strategy, which is why we need to change our mindset towards empires and puzzles. And it all goes back to how they used to handle overpowered heroes. If it got away from them, they would nerf them. So let's talk about empires and puzzles history for just a moment here so you know how they changed in their mindset, which is causing us to have to react and change our mindset. So I'm going to pull up a hero that used to be one of the most overpowered, probably the top overpowered tank in the game until they nerfed her and nerfed her again. And well, now you don't see her too much anymore, but she's still very, very good, and that's Teleria. So I think that the whole shift in Small Giant Games mindset towards empires and puzzles happened because of Teleria. In fact, it was building up to this climax where Teleria was the top tank and you had to have her, as well as 2 flanks in particular, Black Knight and Vela, to be one of the best, most overpowered defenses in the game. And the thing of it at the time was that it was relatively possible to get that combination of Teleria, Black Knight, and Vela if you had enough money, because the events that were coming out at the time and the summons at the time made it possible for you to really chase everything if you wanted to. But what that meant was that the rich got richer and the poor got poorer in this game, because all the whales, in essence, would be able to get this. And in fact, even like moderate players had a really probably pretty good chance at getting this. But cheap to play and free to play players were getting screwed by not being able to get Teleria, Black Knight, and Vela. So what happened with this was Teleria was the tank, Black Knight being the left flank. And there were a couple other flanks would be okay too, like Gravemaker and things like that. But Black Knight being probably the best one, gives the taunt, making it like almost impossible to hit Teleria with specials. Then Vela also having another impact, because at the time that Vela was printed, a blue hero, what she did was made red heroes not like, she did attack down for red heroes basically. But if Teleria is the tank, you're often trying to overload your red heroes. So now Black Knight's making it almost impossible to hit Teleria with specials. Teleria is also making it really difficult because now you're not gaining as much mana. And now Vela is lowering the attack of the red tiles. So you just like could not kill Teleria with either tiles or specials. And it made it super frustrating. A lot of people were complaining about this. And so Small Giant Games responded with a nerf. They nerfed Teleria. And then they went ahead and they nerfed Vela too. Now, people expected, I think, the nerf to Teleria, but the one to Vela kind of caught people off guard. And they actually changed her special around a little bit too, because I think Small Giant Games knew like nerfing Vela was going to tick a lot of people off. So what they actually did was change the special around a little bit so it was attack down to everybody and stuff like that. They tried to make her not as powerful. But basically they tried to break up this combo, and it ticked a lot of people off. Like, people left the game in hordes, and I think that played out in the data of users and people who had previously spent money on the game. Their profits started going down after the nerfs here. And actually, I made a series of videos, if you want to go back and watch them, about why nerfing is a bad idea and that Small Giant Games probably should take a different approach. Like, first of all, make sure the heroes you're releasing are safe to release. But secondly, like, if you release an overpowered hero, nerfing's probably not the way to handle it. There's probably a better way to handle that. And so that's where I think the mindset shift for Small Giant Games came in. Not because of my videos, I'm not going to take credit for that at all, but I think most people in the community were feeling the same way that I was feeling. So what Small Giant Games did then was, instead of nerfing heroes, they started printing response heroes. And a good example of this recently is how they printed heroes with fiends, but now they're printing heroes that destroy fiends, right? So that's an example. And then they started printing resistances on heroes and things like that as a response. But it looks like Small Giant Games has gone a step further. And so whenever a very powerful hero is printed, they're responding by printing even more powerful heroes in the next event. And not only that, but there's so many more events now with many more heroes. So they're almost like accelerating power creep to try and compensate for previously powerful heroes. And you see that in the video that I posted 2 days ago. I know both Spock and Anchor have released videos about, are there too many events? Are there too many heroes? And this is because I think Small Giant Games does not want to nerf. They saw what happened when they nerfed heroes. It ticked everybody off. They felt like they bought something. They put a lot of work into it, and then Small Giant Games just took it away from them. So this new approach is meant to keep the game exciting. It's meant to have a lot of new to it, and not, in essence, take away things that you've already worked really hard on. However, I think that a lot of people are getting frustrated with the speed that they're coming out and just how powerful they are, because it's like, why am I working on a hero now when, like, literally next week there's going to be an even more powerful hero come out? Like, why wouldn't I just wait for that? Okay, so this all gets back to my mindset shift change video, which is, I think Small Giant Games is basically just trying to flood the game with unique heroes so that you don't have a situation where you get Teleria, Black Knight, Vela on like every top defense. First of all, they're making it so that the heroes are hard to get. If you've been summoning, you know what I'm talking about. These heroes, like, to get any one in particular, it's super hard, but it's hard. It's like impossible for most players, like probably more than 98%, 99%, to like keep up with the heroes that are being released. So like, you're not going to see consistent defenses. Now, you will see a lot of heroes that show up consistently, but I'm going to just go ahead and, why don't we like go look at the rankings right now and just take a look at some of the top players in the game and what the defenses are, because like, see here, we've got a Heimdall. I mean, there's Elizabeth and Hannah on there, which you're seeing on a lot of defenses. You got Morel, which is cool. And you see like Frigg in a lot of defenses too. Here we have Nopod as a tank. And then we actually have Akarog and Wolfgang as flanks. What do we got for number 3? Look, it's an Elizabeth tank with Costume Caitlyn and Onyx. We've got another one with a Hannah tank, who I dogged on Hannah probably incorrectly, right? So like, I know that I got dogged on for dogging on Hannah, but she's showing up in a lot of defenses. Morel, look at this. These are all different tanks in the top 5. We go to number 6. There's an Elizabeth, right? 7. Yeah, there's another Elizabeth. Now, I think we can all probably admit Elizabeth is probably one of the best, probably the best tank in the game right now, and it kind of depends on the situation. Look here, even more different heroes. Krampus, who you can get off of free tokens in the Christmas event, and a 4-star hero, Bold Tusk, in a top 10 defense. Look at this. And here's actually another Krampus with an Elizabeth on the end, which I don't necessarily agree with, but it's in the top 10. Frigg being in the flank is awesome. Now, do you see how different these defenses are? Like, we just went through the top 10 and saw totally different defenses. When I made the videos back in the day about, the feel bad of the nerfs and what Small Giant Games needed to do differently to like stop the players leaving the game, this was kind of the outcome they were shooting for, was very, very diversified, different, exciting defenses. But here's where the problem comes in now, because there's a lot of people complaining right now that the heroes are coming out too fast and furious and they can't keep up. I don't think Small Giant Games intends for us to keep up, and I think that if we have the mindset that we need to keep up, we're not going to, and we're going to get frustrated and quit the game. So that's why I made the video on the mindset change, because I think that we can have a meeting of the minds with Small Giant Games if we focus on the fact and just kind of give up on having the top heroes in the game. Because who would you even call the top heroes in the game right now? There's definitely a couple I would point to, but you don't necessarily need them at this point. So why try for them? Because this game right now is kind of exciting and diversified and interesting and unique. And when you go up in wars, even like we've got a war we're about to head into later this afternoon. And like the wars we've been fighting, the defenses have been very different and fun. So I'm going to end with this. What's better, nerfing or putting more overpowered heroes? First of all, you let me know in the comments what you think, because I'm really curious what the broader player base thinks. But I definitely think that this is better. I think there's some debate about should they slow it down a little bit. I don't know. But I think that I'm experiencing an outcome in the game that I've kind of wanted to see. Here's the only other alternative. One alternative we haven't talked about yet. And that is that they just print the same powered heroes, right? So they're different, but about the same. That might be okay, but that could lead to stagnation. Because if none of the heroes that come out are better than the previous heroes, are you going to try for them? Maybe. I think that would be more interesting for the collector types, like people who just like to have different things. But for like really competitive types who don't care what the art is on the card or what the name of the card is or anything like that, they just want to be the best. Like, if they're not printing better heroes, just different heroes, they're probably not really going to try for them. They're going to just be like, I've already got good heroes, so why do I need more? So I think power creep is a natural part of any kind of game like this. You see this in like paper card games too. Otherwise, people just wouldn't buy them. So, they are a business. They are trying to make money. That's just the way it is. Like, otherwise, if they weren't doing that, they wouldn't be a business, because they wouldn't be making money and we'd have to go play other games, right? So I kind of think that what's happening is probably actually the best case scenario. But that's why it requires the mindset shift, or the mindset change in how we approach the game. Because if we approach it like before, which was all the heroes of the month were the most powerful heroes in the game, and it was relatively easy to get, and like we've all got to throw money at it until we get all the best heroes if we're going to be competitive, then that's just not going to work now. So let me know what you think in the comments. What do you think of the change that Small Giant Games has made between nerfing heroes and just printing more overpowered ones? I'm really curious to know. You tend to see this in games that are losing players too. So, I mean, that's that's something to consider. Is this going to get some players back? Is this going to prevent anyone from leaving? Or are we experiencing another major horde leaving Empires and Puzzles? I want to know what you think. Let me know. If you haven't already, please consider hitting that like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification. You know the deal. That way you know when I drop more videos or go live, and I will catch you in the next one.